The scissors trembled in her hand. Kamla paused, holding a small lock of hair between her fingers. The afternoon light slipped through the cracked window, resting softly on her son's head. Dust floated in the air, slow and careless, like time had forgotten this room. "Why did you stop, Ma?" Eamon asked, sitting still on the wooden stool. Kamla swallowed. "Nothing, Beta," she said, forcing a smile. "Just sit straight." Eamon was 7 years old, thin, too thin. His eyes were too big for his face now, his cheeks hollow in a way no child's should be. The hospital had sent them home that morning with medicines neatly packed and words carefully broken. "Take him home, make him comfortable." Kamla understood what they didn't say. She draped the old towel tighter around his shoulders and lifted scissors again. Snip! A few strands fell to the floor. She had cut his hair countless times before school exams, before festivals, before family functions where people would say, "Such neat hair, such a handsome boy." But today, her hands felt heavy as if each cut was stealing something sacred. Aman hummed softly, a tune from a cartoon he used to love. Kamla remembered how he once refused a haircut because the hero in that show had long hair. "You'll look like a girl," she had teased. "I don't care," he had laughed. "Heroes don't get sick." Her chest tightened at the memory. "Ma?" Aman said suddenly. "Will I go back to school when I'm better?" Kamla's fingers froze again. "Yes," she replied quickly. Too quickly, of course. He smiled. "Good. I don't want them to forget me." She turned her face away so he wouldn't see her eyes fill. She remembered his first haircut. He had cried then, screamed, tried to run away. His hair had stuck to his sweaty face, and she had chased him around the courtyard, laughing. "Stop moving," she had said. Now he sat perfectly still. Children learn silence too early when pain teaches them. Kamla cut another small section, then another, slowly, carefully, as if delaying the inevitable. Her mind screamed, "Don't finish. If you don't finish, it isn't over." Eamon shifted slightly. "Ma, does it look nice?" She knelt in front of him, adjusting his fringe with her fingers. "Very nice," she said. "Just like always." He touched his head gently. "You can keep the hair," he said. "You always throw it away." Her breath caught. "Why would I keep it?" she asked, though she already knew the answer. "So you don't forget how it feels," he said simply. The scissors slipped from her hand and fell to the floor with a sharp sound. Kamla covered her mouth. Eamon looked worried. "Did I say something wrong?" She shook her head violently and pulled him into her arms, the towel slipping to the ground. She held him tightly, as if her arms could argue with fate. "No," she whispered. "You never say anything wrong." They stayed like that for a long moment, mother and son, breathing the same breath, sharing the same fragile warmth. Finally, she pulled back and picked up the scissors again. Only a few strands remained. Her hands refused to move. If she stopped now, she could pretend there would be another time, another haircut, another ordinary day. But she knew the truth. She had felt it in the hospital corridors, in the way nurses avoided her eyes, in the way Eamon slept longer than before. This was the last time. Her fingers trembled as she cut the final lock of hair. Snip, the sound was soft. Final Kamla turned Eamon toward the small, cracked mirror on the wall. "Look," she said. "All done." He smiled a real smile. "Thank you, Ma." That night, Eamon slept peacefully. Kamla sat beside him, stroking his freshly cut hair again and again, memorizing the softness, the shape of his head, the way his breath rose and fell. She didn't sleep. Just before dawn, Eamon stirred. "Ma," he whispered. "I'm here," she said instantly. "Don't cut your hair anymore," he said sleepily. "Why?" she asked, though her voice broke. "So when we meet again, I'll recognize you." Tears fell freely now. "I promise," she whispered. By morning, the room was silent. The house filled with people later, with crying, with rituals, with words like strong and brave. But Kamla noticed only one thing. On the floor, near the stool, lay tiny strands of hair she had missed while sweeping. She gathered them carefully and wrapped them in a cloth. Years later, her hair would turn gray. Her hands would grow weaker. But she would never forget that afternoon, the day a mother stopped cutting her child's hair, not because the scissors were dull, but because love knew there would never be another time. Thanks for watching.